Okay, everyone. Let's get started. Please download Laboratory 16 and these two CSV files, and please make sure to put them in the same folder. Okay, and let's get started. Today we are going to learn another important package. It's called Matplotlib. It's used to plot some figures or diagrams for after you load some data, right? Please run the first script to identify our host name, username, and the current information. Okay, and input your name, our number, and date. All right. Yeah, you have already learned that this is very important. It's about the visual display of data, how to use the today we need to learn how to construct the line charts, scatter plots, bar charts, and histograms using methods in Matplotlib and Pandas. Okay. PyPlot is very important. So let's see some concrete examples. The first step can is the bar graphs. Okay. Our bar charts are good display tools to graphically represent categorical information. So for instance, here, let's see how to use a dictionary, right? Here is a dictionary about ice cream, different flavor, right? So there are 3 elements in the ice cream, right? And then please make sure to import PyPlot. It's about the plotting sub-library of Matplotlib. And after that, you need to have 2 lists to represent x-axis and y-axis, right? The first one, make a list of object based on the flavors about the keys, right? The chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. And last one, and the second one would be the number. Is about the count of the flavors. You can print out these 2 these 2 lists, right? And after that, you can use these 2 lists to represent this figure. Okay. First, you need to define a variable. My figure, it is the figure. It's a figure object, right? So pyplot matplotlib.pyplot sublib, and then figure, and set the figure size. Okay, 10 and 5. It's a set of the ratio, right? And after that, you need to use the bar method because you need to draw a bar chart. And later I will show you how to draw other kinds of graphs. Bar chart, and then the first one would be x-axis flavors, right? Would be something in your x-axis, and second one would be the list for y-axis cartoons, right? And set the color and set the width of your bar. And after that, you can set X label, Y label, and the title. And the last one, please make sure to show that. Okay. So you see here, flavors, there are 3 elements, right? Flavors, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. So it's about the x-axis, and y is about the count of each flavors. Set the color, width, X label. X label is shown here, right? After the show what is it is a label for x-axis, y label here, right? Stock. And then the title would be the title. Title would be the whole title of the figure, and after that, show that. Okay, right. So it is a basic code about a bar chart. All right. And next one here, in this figure, in this example, we write this matplotlib.pyplot several times. It could be very long, right? Next one, we want to have a shorter version. Tidy it up, and a small change in the all important statement make it simpler to read. We can import this matplotlib lib.pyplot as a PLT. So we rename the plotting library as cream.keys to make a list. And after that, you can use a plot.bar. Okay. So in the first example, it's very long, right? But next one, because we have already renamed this library, so we can use plt.bar, and we set a different color and different width to see the result. Okay. So these two lists that are the same, but different colors and different widths. All right, so you can set other colors like blue or red or any other colors. If you want to find the colors, you can just Google PLT color, and it will show you a list of the colors. You can choose the color which you like. Okay, it's about how to it's about the first two examples about how to construct bar charts. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, so the first two examples is using the matplotlib.pyplot to construct the line chart, bar charts, and next one is about the pandas, right? How to use the pandas to do that. My data, you can use the pandas library, and here is about the dictionary, how to construct it with a dictionary, right? The flavor and number of cartoons. So it means that the keys would be the column name, and then it's a result. And after that, get the data, right? And see, this is a result. So you can use two different columns to represent the different axes. So for instance, here, x-axis would be the flavor, and then y-axis would be the second one. And after that, you set the color, right? So it is color, and here is some legends here to show what is the column name of the y-axis. Okay, and you can also change the color. Yeah, so all right, so it was how to use the pandas to draw the plot, to draw the bar chart. So there are different ways. But I think perhaps it would be better if you choose the matplotlib, because there are more arguments you can set. There are more options you can set. Okay, but if you want to use the pandas, it's okay because it's powerful. It's really good. Yeah. All right, spot the bar chart. And next one is concrete examples about the language bars. So consider data defined by these different languages, programming languages, C, C++, Java, and Python, which lists the students count by programming language in some schools. Produce a bar chart. So here is a bar chart. First, you create a dictionary, right? Import NumPy, NP, and matplotlib as PLT, or you can import the pandas. I think in the following lab, the first cell will always be import NumPy, import pandas, import matplotlib. Okay, because I think you need to use them in each lab, in each following lab. Okay, and first you need to define a dictionary and get the keys and the values for axes, and set the figure, right? And plt.bar to get a bar chart. Set X label, Y label, and title and show. Okay, it's pretty clear, I think. About C, C++, Java, and Python. Set the course offered, number of students enrolled, different color, different courses, and show that. All right. Yeah. So. And after that, we can also use the plot it as a horizontal bar chart. It means so all other things is exactly the same, but only two things is different. So for instance, here dictionary is the same, and the list is the same, figures is the same, but here the function name, it would be different. In this one, we use a bar, and in this one, we use a bar H, means it is a horizontal bar chart, right? Bar H. And in this way, we set the width of the bar, right? And in this way, because it's have been rotated by 90 degrees, so it is not a width, it is a height of each bar, and other things is the same, right? So course offered me wrote, so see the difference? It's a horizontal bar chart, so we use different function name and different arguments here, all right? And if you like, you can change the height, you can make it bigger or smaller to see the difference, okay? Yeah, it's about the how to plot a bar chart with matplotlib or the pandas. And then the last example is used to show how to draw a horizontal bar chart, okay? Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, let's continue. Next one is about how to plot the line charts. Line chart is, or a line graph, is a type of chart which displays information as a series of data points called markers connected by a straight line segments. So for instance, here, we want to show the relationships between the speed and the time. You have two lists, right? I think it looks like a data frame, right? A column name, and then the contents of this data frame, right? And the first thing you need to define two lists to show that, right? Create two lists, time and speed. Time is the first column and speed a second column, right? And then you need to use a function. So in this function, we use plot dot figure. It's the same, right? We set like a figure class, get a figure object, and after that, you need to use a plot function. And in the last three examples, they are using a bar chart, plot bar functions to show it is a bar, right? And this way we use a plt.plot to show it used to show that it is a line chart, okay? And time as x axis and y axis, and C means the color. You can use C or color, and the markers. So it is a markers to set a different pattern of your data point, and then you set the line width, basic line plot, and set a title. You can also set the X label and Y label, all right? So see here, it is time would be X axis, and the speed is Y axis, and the color is right, and marker is V, means the right. It's a triangle, right? It's a triangle, but you can also use this way. It means that I think it's a different triangle, right? Different direction of the triangle, and you can also use a star. I think star is a star, right? And I think you can use C. I remember. Oh, sorry, it's not a C. Anyway, anyway, you can use a dot. I remember. Yeah, it's a dot. You can use a dot to show the data points. Yeah, so there are several of them. You can explore them by yourself, and you can set the line width. You can set it's like 2 thicker, right? Thicker line, or 0.5, right? Thinner. So would be 1. It would be good. Yeah. If you set it's a 0, so they are only data point. There's no line, right? 0 means they are only data point. All right. So it's about how to draw a line chart. All right. So any questions so far? Okay. Next one is about how based on the raw data, how to get a linear fit about the data. So use a series from this one, not exercise one. So it is an example. Plot the speed and the time to make it a linear model. So for instance, here you set the value of the linear model, right? 7.6. So here we need to define another function, right? In this function, we define the y model would be the function name, and x model would be the x-axis and the slope and the intercept, right? And after that, you can input the slope and the intercept, right? And use this way to get each of them for different I. Here I is from 0 to 6, right? And then y model is a function, right? And it will pass 0 to 6, and then slope and intercept and get the value, because you return this y model, and then y series is a list to store each y model corresponding each x model, all right? And after that, figure size, set the figure size, time, speed, color, marker, and line width. All right, you can set it is a raw data. And second one, you can plot another line in the same figure, y-axis, and set the color would be blue. Let's check out. You see the result, all right? It is a raw data, red one, and then the blue one is used to show the linear fit, right? And you can also use the star to show the data point, right? Based on you, okay, depends on you. Yeah, it is about the how to use a linear fit, and how to define a function, and how to get the lists for x-axis and y-axis, and how to plot them in a bar in a line chart. All right, so any questions so far? Okay, next one is used to find a better fit. So you see, we set intercept as 0 and the slope as 7.6 is not very good, right? So if we can find a better fit, actually how to find a better fit is a good topic, right? Because and actually we will learn it in the following labs. For now, you can only use the value of the fit, okay? But later you need to learn how to find the better fit by yourself, okay? Here we can set the slope as the 7.6, and then the intercept would be -8, and do that again, all right? See, do that again. In this way, we set the raw data as the line-wise would be 0, and then you can check if it is a new plot, and it's a good one, it's a better one, right? Because here all the y series is greater than the raw data, but in this way, some of them they are greater, some of them they are smaller, and then you can check the difference is smaller, right? That's why here is a better fit, but it's okay if you don't know how to find a better fit, right? It's like how to train your data, and how to it's used to it's related to the machine learning. Some machine learning method you can learn how to use your raw data to find a fit in the following labs, all right? It's about how to construct the line charts. Any questions so far? All right, next one is about scatter plot. A scatter plot is a type of a plot of mathematical diagrams to establish two variables for a set of data. So you see, let's see some concrete examples. The first one, you need to read the CSV files from, right? So please make sure to download them. And if you can click, you can right click and download it, link the file, okay? And make sure to put them in the same folder. And the first one, we need to read the CSV file, right? If you remember, we can use data frame in the pandas.read the CSV. And after that, we create a new column, right? Let me show you. In this CSV file, there are only 3 columns: father, mother, and son, right? And but it's not good, so we change the value. We change the column name from son to child. Okay, so that's why here we created the 4th column. Check out. 4th column is just a duplicate of the 3rd column. So that's why here all the values, the contents is exactly the same, right? And after that, we can drop the 3rd column. We can use this way. It's used. So this style is a functions from the data frame, right? Rename and then drop that. Drop sign and axis is 1. It means you want to drop the whole the entire column, and in place is true. So it means it will child would be the third column, right? And show the first 5 rows, the sample. And you see there are only 3 columns, and we change the name, right? And after that, we build some lists. We set the list. We use 3 variables to get the list of each column, right? Dad, mom, and son, right? So here, this means you want to write them in the same line, right? If you don't use this symbol, you can just remove it and then use the second line to show that. And after that, you can define another figure object and use a plt.scatter to show that, all right? It's a basic scatter plot. And x-axis would be the sign, would be the third column, and then the y-axis would be dead, would be the first column, and the color would be red. Show it. Suppose. And you can also set the x label, y label, and the title of your figure. Okay. It is about how to get the scatter plot between the signs and dads. Dead. So here we need some labels, right? So that's why here we plot it again. We plot 2 scatter plots in the same figure. The red one represents the relationship between sign and the dad. The blue one means the sign and mom, and set the x label, y label, parents' hat, leggings. Show the leggings. Yeah, leggings here is father, mother. You can control the positions of your leggings. It will be defaultly in the upper right corner or upper left corner based on your figure or diagrams, okay? But you can choose the option. You can choose to control it. But I will not show it. It's very complicated, right? But if you're interested, you can explore the arguments of this function and learn how to control the position of leggings. Okay. It is about the figure, how to show the blue ones and the red ones. All right. It is it's about how to use the matplotlib to draw a scatter plot. And the next one is about how to use the data frame itself to show that. All right. As you see here, sorry, I think in lab 15, the cheat sheet, the last diagram, you can find the functions from data frame. Here I will show you. You can use a data frame dot plot and scatter to show that x child and y father, and you can also set but you can also construct the 2 scatter plots in the same figure. For instance, here, but in this way, you need to define a subfigure first. You can name it as AX, and the scatter plot, this one label as father, and next one plot again. And please make sure to set it's based on this X. okay? And then you can have these two things in together. All right, so that's why I think matplotlib is simpler. It's more, it's very clear to learn how to plot them, because if you if you choose to use a data frame, you need to make sure you need to have more arguments. Like here is a subplot. All right, but it's fun. It's also very good. Yeah. All right, it is about how to plot the scatter plots from matplotlib or data frame. Okay, any questions so far? All right, next one is about histograms. It's also very important. Let's just show the example. The first thing you need to download the top movies, right? And show top movies about title, studio, gross, and the year, right? And you can set the histograms, use the data frame to show the histograms. Data frame and gross, it means the third column, and show the histograms. So it means you can change the bins, right? The bins would be the interval, the range of the radius, and it is a series of intervals, and then count the number of in this example is movies. The movie counts is a y-axis, right? And you can also set the year histograms, so you see, you can check the results. And the histograms, I think, is you can change the bins. I think the bins defaultly would be 15, or I think it's 15, right? 15 or 10. And you can change the bins. Bins means you can set more intervals or the range, right? So for instance, let me show you again. So actually 10, you see the interval, and maybe 5. So only 5, you see only 5 bars, right? 10 means 10 bars, and the height would be the movie count, right? Between this to this, and set 15. Depends on you. So yeah, you can check the relationship between the height and the bin numbers, right? Okay, it's about the histograms, how to show that. Yeah. Any questions so far? All right, last example, last one is about the diagrams of matplotlib. You can learn more functions and learn how to write them, how to plot the figures on that. And here are some documents. And today's exercise is a little bit complicated. So it's called half as romantic. Remember the hopeless romantic curve from lab 10. It's lab 10, right? So it's about functions, and I showed you one example about how to write like a hard curve, right? This one, hopeless romantic curve. Please rewrite the code to only display the figures for positive x values. Do not forget to decorate the figure with the titles and labels too. And here I have already finished some codes for you. So but you need to do more. You need to do the plotting here, add some labels, and then please limit the x-axis, because we only want to have the positive x values. It means we only want the right half of this curve. All right. You need to learn how to limit that. Actually, I didn't teach you today, but you need to explore it by yourself, how to limit the x-axis. And please make sure to add a title, and after that to display the plot. All right. Okay, the display is plot.show. Yeah. And here you need to finish these 4 steps by yourself. All right. Yeah, that's today's exercise. Please make sure if you don't know how to do that, you can check the codes from lab 10. Here's but it's about the entire curve. We only want the right half of the curve. Okay. yeah, so it's about today's exercise. All right, that's all I want to share today. If you don't have any other questions, please feel free to leave the meeting. If you have questions, you can stay here. We can discuss the questions. Thank you guys, and see you on next week. I don't have that exercise from lighter lab 10. Really? It's not the exercise. It's not the exercise, I think. It's not in hours. Okay. We don't have this hard. Okay. All right. I will upload the sorry, maybe perhaps I will create it now. Sorry. Perhaps I forgot to do that. All right, sorry, I will upload for now. Yes, please refresh. Yeah, please refresh this folder, labs folder, and then you can download Hopeless Romantic, the original copy, okay? Then you will find out that you can check the codes from the new one here. All right. That sounds good to you. Okay. Really? Empty? Okay. Sorry about that. Let me check it again. Okay. Sorry about that. I think I forgot to save it. All right, so please download it again. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's good. Good for now. Okay. Okay, any other questions? All right, I think I will stop here. And if you have any other questions, please send me an email. Okay, and see you on next Monday. Have a nice weekend.